Dear sweet Rimrims, who may or may not be a very large sloth amid a field of grapes, welcome to RimWorld with our 18 out of 50 colonists in our current playthrough. Today, I have some terrible news. I have a golden rule on YouTube, and that is to never bulk record. Simply because, if you guys are going to bother to write the comments, the least any good YouTuber worth their stock is to read and act on those comments, which is why I never record ahead of time. Except for today, because I don't feel very well. And I thought it'd be better for me to actually have an episode done in advance in case I am, like, literally too ill when I wake up tomorrow to record. So I've decided let's do it a little bit early. So unfortunately, I haven't yet been able to read your comments from the previous episode. But when it comes to it tomorrow, I will, I'll get 2 episodes worth of comments written down and stuff. To actually write down some of the more important comments and bring them up. And we all have a good laugh about that, don't we? So here we are in Medieval Undead, where yesterday, a big revelation for the colony, we have finished the scribing table, which in theory will allow us to make some of our physical characters here into even more powerful characters. Maybe we get more sharpshooters like Smiles, maybe we'll actually get some proper physical characters, some gladiators, some paladins, whatever that happens to be. The caveat to that, of course, is we need, per character we plan on upgrading here, 350 Magicite and 80 Devil Strand. I will admit, Devil Strand is a bit more of a limiting factor than the Magicite here, because the Magicite, we just stick them in the, farm, well, the Magicite farm, i.e. a Quarry, for a while, and eventually they will just generate that. But the Devil Strand is a bit more of a pain in the ass, because firstly, we haven't even researched the bloody stuff. Has my research tree disappeared again? Oh. Well, that's bizarre. What if there's genuinely been another update to research palaces yesterday? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter too much. When we've got that done, we're going to replace these grapes here on the high fertility soil with some Devil Strand, and we will also fill out the area with, we'll basically fill up as much land as we can, because we are going to need a lot of Devil Strand, and ultimately, Devil Strand's always kind of useful, right? Now, bear in mind, when Portale hits level 15 on his, is this one here, right? Well, actually, we can get it now. Boom, there you go. So now that Portale is level 15 in balance, he can learn mage powers, mage cantrips, like kind of minor mage spells, anything here called mage spell, he can learn. All of those also use Devil Strand. The most useful of which, I'm going to admit, is like teleport or summon minion would be quite good. Not only that, Portale's and River's daughter, Marta, who for some reason has decided to sleep in the prison. That's very concerning. She can also learn those abilities as well when she hits level 15. One thing we also need to do, if that isn't a dead giveaway, is we need to build more bedrooms. We've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bedrooms. Some people are sharing there, but right now we've got 18 people, right? So I think that's at least 3 people who don't have bedrooms. So we definitely, actually it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't see anyone else. So we'll clone these out, and when we get more lumber, bear in mind we have a kind of a dearth of lumber right now, we'll build a few more houses out here, and we'll actually expand out and make a new kind of neighborhood, for lack of a better word. Actually, I think this area is probably safer, for sure. Okay, maybe we'll move them down here then. That way we can also maybe incorporate these steam vents and keep them warm during the winter. And if amid all that we get time, which we should, because it's going to take a little while to get Devil Strand, we'll head out through this front gate and we will try and reclaim our northern wall again. And I'm going to make this a few layers thick, because as I said before, when we get the higher tier of zombies, one wall just isn't going to cut it. And one row of cavalry spikes in when they're moving at like double speed is not going to cut it. And when we hit 20 people, of course, they are going to get stronger and mightier with our anti-lag zombie plan. Well, they are researching, so quite clearly it is what... I was about to say it's clearly working even if the research tree isn't working, but apparently the research tree is working well as well. Huh. Ah, there we go. Very nice. Okay, so we've got Devil Strand done. Now, what I was just looking at here is everybody's kind of working in the quarry. Now would be a perfect time to actually get them out there to reclaim the wall, because if they're working in the quarry, that's kind of the final job on the list, because obviously it's infinite. And I think this would be a much better use of their time. They quite clearly haven't got anything better to do. This might sound weird, but one thing I'm also doing with the quarry is I'm replacing the floor with silver tiles. Simply because it's a quarry, it makes a lot of dirt, it'll produce a lot of items, and it'll lower the beauty quite heavily. If we replace it with silver tiles, ideally gold tiles would be better still. But if we throw in a bunch of silver tiles, that way they'll at least be happier working in the quarry, because the overall beauty will increase. It's weird, I know, but it does work. So let's get then... Do we want to let them chisel some more blocks first? How many we got? 190. And we're going to want to... we're definitely going to want to double up the wall this time, too. That's 160. You know what? We can do it. And that's if we want to bash down the whole thing here. I think we want to do something like that and just build right across. And I like the idea of... Now, bear in mind, my plan has been to try and also facilitate a way for caravans and shit to get through as well, right? So what I'm thinking is, when we get enough lumber, we could just expand this all the way down here. Now, we're never going to want to go out here. I'm going to restrict them so they can't. But in the event of, say, raiders or, you know, like an Empire caravan or something, because apparently they, despite all factions being hostile, those guys aren't. They will be able to make it over the cavalry spots without taking too much damage, and similarly so will raiders. Raiders will still take some damage, but not enough to hopefully kill them, so that hopefully we can capture them. If we do that, though, we are going to have to bear in mind that zombies with the elevated senses will be able to run through here. We need to make it long enough where a zombie can die. Obviously, they're a bit more squishy and not armored, but not long enough so that raiders are going to die before they can get there, but also not super inconvenient. We might want to put doors kind of down points on this so that we can get there and repair it quicker. Kind of like putting down a line of bear traps or something like that. Although, to be fair, we could remove the palisade. Because if we remove the palisade, we can use that to build... You know what, that's a better idea still. We can use that to build the very cavalry spikes that we want to line it with, right? So here's the plan then. Let's run a big wall down here. Replace that palisade, obviously filling this wall too, but replace that palisade with cavalry spikes. Let's open it up here so they run the full length. And then we need a kind of kill box semicircle wall around here. Or a palisade wall, I should say, so that we can fire at them. That way, when we do get people coming through, raiders or whatever, we've got a way to kind of pin them down and fire at them. Similarly, if some of the high scent zombies eventually start getting through, we've got a countermeasure there. So, absolutely, let's get to work. My God, can we get everybody with a range weapon here? Because we've got a hell of a squad. We just need a few more range weapons to make it work. Fire shot longbows. Oh, cool. Even though it's not going to be as powerful as some of our other weapons here, it'll still be pretty good. Right, so let's give the Muffin Man. You can have a fire shot longbow. Let's take... Oh, Katala is Brawler though, right? Okay. In that case, let's draft you up and just kind of move you back. What about Fat Laurentius? Fat Laurentius can have a bow. He's not terrible, but I suppose he's okay. So that gives everybody, with the exception of our Brawler, a ranged weapon that we can use to our advantage here. So the first thing we're going to do is clear it out. Now, really what we should also do to prevent things like this happening again is build exactly what we built up here, but like... here in the center, so that way we can take out these zombies that are on kind of a weird path. We should also brick this over just so that we've got better means to shoot at them here, because the way we have to do it is obviously run along this tiny crappy little path there, which is far from ideal, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Good God, 18 people drafted up at once. It doesn't like that, eh? Maybe it'd be better just to take a kind of a hit squad rather than everybody. You guys go away. Give me a Lionheart though, because Lionheart is good in combat from what I recall. Let's keep these ones. Because these are generally, obviously, the characters we've got the longest. They're also the ones with the arbalists. At least the high-quality ones. These are all going to be poor quality. So we'll send these guys in. It'd be a little easier to control if things do get out of hand. If I'm having to move people in a kind of frantic fury. Especially if the zombies rage. I don't want to have to move, like, 20 people simultaneously. I think that's a terrible idea. What do we want to do next to research before we get too ahead of ourselves? I like the idea of giving everybody, like... what have we got for heavy crossbows? We've got heavy crossbow, siege crossbow, double shot crossbow, and a heavy crossbow. Okay, that's very confusing. I think that multi-shot crossbows are the safest bet, to be honest. Kind of fire out 5 arrows. Because, again, the zombies aren't very durable. What are our other options here? Heavy bridges, it turns out we don't need. And we've got the prosthetics now, correct? Did we finish all of those? We did. We've got the Ambrosian limbs. We could go for some better medicine, especially if we do want to use those limbs. Wonder how we craft them, though. You know what? I think that's probably a better idea to start with. Now's the perfect time to use... Dan's move out command, just so that we can outpace the zombies, especially on like this corner. This corner is definitely the most dangerous area. When they catch our scent and start coming around, then we've got a real problem, particularly with those electric zombies kind of hanging around here. Damn, we can lay down a lot of firepower. To say a lot of them are just using regular old crossbows, eh? Who's got the ability of Rainmaker and teleport? Oh my God, Portal, when he hits level 15, gets 2 abilities. Shit, that's actually a game changer, because now we can, like, teleport him over to here, and he could take him out from a distance. He gets 2 random mage abilities, in this case, Rainmaker and Teleport. Rainmaker's really good, too, because if it means our Devil's Strand, like, catches fire or something, we can immediately deal with that. So let's take you, let's get your Rune Blade, and let's move you forward a bit. You guys want to come in and back him up here carefully. See, that trap that we armed ages ago isn't really doing much. Okay, you take him out, but be careful of Leo. Can I get you guys shooting at Leo, please? Okay, come on, come on. Come on, Portal. How long does it take? Nice, that's nice. Knocked him. Right, let's get you back. Ideally, we need to take you down. So let's move you forward. Well, I want to bait out Hans first. Hans! Not today. Hans, please cooperate. Don't let me get the Flammenwerfer. Come on. Bring him down. I think you're firing at the wrong zombie, and I don't know why. I guess it's why they can't acquire a target on this guy, and they're going for Hans instead. Right, let's take you down. And the rest of you, let's move up to... I guess here is the right place to go. That way we can shoot between there and hopefully deal with this guy safely. Portale was hit, but don't forget the electric zombies. To my knowledge, unless we just got insanely lucky, can't do bite damage. That would be a little unfair if you had to take them out with melee, and they could also bite and instantly kill you, right? Portale, let's get that multi-shot crossbow crit. Just imagine everybody with this weapon Portale has. When he fires off a volley here, you'll see exactly what I mean, because it's just so fucking good. Why are you not firing? Has he got a terrible range? Oh, they're dead. Very good. You got me. The fuck is that sphere? What is that? Oh my god, it's a person. They've just got no head. It's like Kirby or something. Right. Okay, so that's pretty much cleared it out. Actually, that was way easier than I anticipated. Thank God we didn't bring everybody. Holy shit, that was so easy. Right, so now I'm kind of, emphasis on kind of here, okay with expanding back our people area so we can start working on this. Not like that, you know. I guess if we do that, we've got to remember to remove the front row afterwards. We'll get in there to start off with and just thin out a few more. 217 zombies. We could get a zombie attack coming from the top here, which would be a real pain in the ass. Okay, let's just kind of get you guys here. Those guys are no threat, no problem at all. There's no mining zombie or anything. What is armor? Somebody said that the some of the armors don't actually taint, especially the artifact gear. So say, for example, the one Martyr's got, right? Apparently, if the person who had this died in it, what does that mean? No love. That means forced. Got it. I genuinely thought it maintained them for a second. They said that this kind of artifact gear is incapable of being tainted. So if we see someone like that again, we don't have to worry about doing what I did last time, and that's kind of frantically risking zombies to strip them. Okay, that's good. So, what time is it now? 7 p.m. I think we get Lieutenant Dan. I should have really left Lieutenant Dan at home and just sent like Ronny or vice versa. Let's get to work on this. Oh, they're already bringing blocks up. Oh shit, nice work, Evan. Yeah, they are. Fantastic. I imagine Fat Laurentius is as well. Hauling lumber. Yes. Join me, Wild Derek. I've seen a few Mega Sloths on the map, but they've always spawned on the very outer edges where we can't do anything about that. Requires 10 in animals. Best handler is smiles with 9. Well, forget I said anything then. Wild Derek. We've already got another 6 spawning in. I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on this. I don't know why Fat Laurentius has come up here to... why are you set to... What the hell? I don't know why he's come up here just to start attacking, but we've got smiles up here, so if things get out of hand, we can always put down a guard spot and just increase guard priority. Let's be careful. Where our people are delivering it is baiting the zombies over very slightly. What level are you now? Holy crap. So we go for the highest level of notch animals. People were saying that the whole point, I think I brought this up before, but the whole point of giving them moving is obviously so they're much better battle mounts. The manipulation is what I really take umbrage with, because I don't think... Is there any animal that's capable of manipulation? I wonder if you could do it to a robot or something like that. Weird. Calming Whisper, what does that do? Decreases the... Oh, give her more stamina back. Because we're never going to break the bond with Derek, otherwise the guy would despawn. So let's give her that. There you go. That's quite a nice bonus. I'll keep an eye on Smile's mood. When she moves into kind of major break risk, I'll get her out of here, because it would obviously suck if she went into a sad wander and then just got devoured. But while she's okay mentally, I'm just going to keep her here to pick off whatever zombies spawn in, and I'll hope that they'll just spawn in somewhere else. Look, like over here, for example, is perfect. And then eventually, with enough time and enough luck, we should be able to mess around with this wall without having to worry about the undead coming in. Yeah, careful there, careful there. Just don't forget, their top speed is faster than ours right now. So as long as we keep our distance and don't let them stay aggroed for too long, we'll be fine-ish. Portal promised strength to Lee and asked her to join. Lee has accepted and has subsequently been renamed to Kippos. Welcome, Kippos, Tortured Artist. If you remember, this was a big, big deal. We need to find a way to train up the crafting, but this is pretty massive because it means that we can guarantee, well, not really guarantee, but more or less force the creative inspiration by treating Kippos just absolutely terribly. I'm going to take a work schedule and... Oh, God. I'm going to take a work schedule and just throw at crafting, I think. I wonder if cutting the wood, because it counts as a crafting job. I wonder if that counts as crafting experience. Either way, we'll give it a go there and see kind of how that ends up. Yes, here comes Ronny for a spot of 9 p.m. building. What a guy. And then he's going to go to bed. No, actually, you made the journey over here. Guess what, my friend? You're stuck. Oh, no. This is danger. Oh, I don't like that. No, 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 no. Ronny, fire well. Smiles, help. Kippos, help. You bought a knife? Kippos, run. Leave. Ronny. Oh, God, what a hit. Holy shit. They move a little bit too fast for my liking. Where the hell is... Oh, Smiles is miles away. Try and bait them over the dirty dirt. Oh, we did shoot one. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Okay, it's safe again. 3 major break risks, and one of them is Smiles, the other one is Ronny. God knows who the third one is. Oh, it's probably Kippos, where I told him to go stand in a river all night. My bad. Okay, let's be careful. Come on. Just be brave, you two. We're almost done here. He did build a sandstone embrasure. It doesn't really matter, ultimately. Okay, shit. I thought genuinely he broke down then. That could be the end of old Ronny. He's had a meal. Mental state tantrum. That's bad. Smiles? Back to business. Forgot that Ronny had transcended RimWorld and now doesn't notify the game about when he's about to go into a breakdown or anything. He just does it. Ronny doesn't care. Ronny doesn't live by your rules. Wall is a metaphor for the system. He builds it, only to destroy it once again. Ronny, if you keep smashing the wall, though, I will arrest you. Ronny. Come on, we got so close there. Dan, do you think you could help things out? I'll let him get a little bit more rest. He's already stressed and he hasn't even woken up. He's in that mood. Ronny, you're going in timeout. It's been hours and he's still complaining. Hopefully he'll chill out on the way home. What if we just drop him here? Will he chill out there? Wondering. Building sandstone wall. He's back. There we go. That worked fine. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's absolutely a much bigger detriment to what we had before. We need to get that lumber down. To be honest, the palisade walls, when deconstructed, gave 6 lumber apiece, and these are 6 lumber apiece. I don't know why they took the lumber home and used it to build some other shit. Probably someone's cabinet rather than, you know, the things that kill the zombies, but that's okay. Yeah, I thought that was the case. And as a result of not feeding him in prison for a few days, Solomon has finally relented and joined us. That isn't an actual mechanic. It's just a nice coincidence. Solomon, or as he is now known, Bordoon. But that takes us up to 20 colonists. And as I'm sure many of you are aware, and as I've talked about before, the more colonists we add to the colony, the slower and slower the game will become until eventually it is unplayable. Slower than speed 1. So my good friend Rear Admiral Richard devised a way whereby the zombies will grow smaller in number to make up for the fact that we grow larger in number. However, the zombies will grow far more powerful than they lose in numbers, if that makes sense. It's all very nice and thematic, you see. So, to remind us of where we are, with 20 colonists, the zombie numbers will drop to 125, thus alleviating lag, which is definitely not the whole point that we're doing this. However, they are going to get 2.5 times their base strength. They are at their slowest speed, going to be almost as fast as a regular person walking. Their top speed is going to be 50% faster, and their senses will remain normal. And to confirm that Rear Admiral Richard's definitely not lag-reducing plan has worked, we now have 125 zombies on the map. They move, if they are calm, at 0.9 times walk speed, and if they're excited, at 1.5 times speed. Damage multiplier is up to 2.5 times. So, for the unarmored sieger that might turn up, a zombie is going to pull their head clean off their shoulders. Now, this is arguably the most dangerous point of the zombie plan, because, of course, this means that right now we're up against 247 2.5 times strength zombies. So, ideally, we really need to thin out some numbers. Now, here, I'm not too worried about, because they quite literally can't get through here. Here, though, might be a problem, particularly because there's a mining zombie, and particularly because that mining zombie also has mined out part of the wall. Especially down here as well. I don't know if there is a mining zombie there, and they are mining around the wall right now. So down here and down here, this could be real dangerous. But the zombie numbers will, of course, naturally decline as they throw themselves onto our cavalry spikes, and, of course, as traders or most likely raiders turn up to our base as well. How are we doing with the... I'm getting them to chop all this wood from up here, from this area we've just reclaimed. We still need a lot before we can build all these bloody cavalry spikes, though, because they're investing it onto friggin' furniture. And... again, we definitely need to build some bases, some houses, I should say, for everybody. So the second we're done with this, all our effort is going into putting down a nice new neighborhood. Maybe somewhere over here. In fact, if we link all the houses together, we could have that as a nice big wall on this side too, as a kind of backup wall, for lack of a better word. And look at that. Prisoner Bubago's resistance has been broken by Dan as well. Very nice. And I did put Dan back on wardening because I thought we've got so many prisoners now that we actually do need them wardening. So why don't we go through our people then and upgrade them? Because it's been a long time since we properly looked at it. So in terms of Beaf Portale, I think upgrading his survivability or his lethality is fairly important. So this survivability upgrades things that he can learn, but they don't do anything by themselves. So when we get that Devil Strand and when we get the Magicite, this is going to be really, really powerful. So at level 7, Thick Skin increases resistances by 14%. He's actually already got Thick Skin. So Thick Skin gives him a defensive bonus. And then at level 8, Strong Back increases construction speed by 20%. Obviously a bit useless for him. But I definitely think going all the way down to the bottom of this tree, just to give all of his abilities, no matter what an upgrade is quite nice. Turn down has 7 points available. Wow. Okay, so let's go all in here. And then let's go all into this triggered ability. And I feel like getting the triggered abilities first and foremost is fairly important. No one else has an ability, do they? We've got so many people. Oh, of course, Marta. 12 points available. She can almost immediately go into mage cantrips. 3 more levels and she herself can get a little bit of magic too. Wow. Eventually, I wouldn't be against bridging over this, just to speed up a way for our people to get over there. And again, we want to put down a bridge kind of in the middle. And if we put it kind of extending out towards here, we've got to be very careful we don't build over this and just allow people to walk over it. But if we kind of, I guess if we go on the diagonal and build it out into this zone, that way if people do try and use our bridge against us, we've got a nice safe area we can kind of pick them off, especially if we put down a palisade or something too. There's another one, Bubago, who is now Dawn. Holy crap. We are seriously getting through this prison today. We need another raid to turn up, eh? Ironwood Misogynist, 10 shooting single passion, 10 melee single passion, 11 plants. Have we got... Is that like our highest plant skill? Oh, I mean, except for all the people we've been training up. But look. Between them and Katala, who turned up recently, we've actually got people capable of, you know, doing shit with Devil's Strand, which is fantastic. Let's actually get that planted. I got too distracted with the wall, which in hindsight was a good thing to be distracted by. I've been cutting down all the trees and hauling it over here. Let's actually get to work on that now then. I think I'll turn this one as well into more Devil Strand. I mean, honestly, why not? Well, let's turn all of them. The only reason I disabled so many is simply because it was taking a massive amount of our people's time up, particularly when we need a lot of resources, because the quarry is obviously heavily nerfed in this one, and things are quite expensive. But we need a lot of people working in there to you know, maybe eventually get those armor weapon upgrades that we're after right now. But when they were doing things like rice and corn, it was just constant. They were always out here farming because there was just way too much to keep on top of. What the hell are you even doing? Okay. Oh, jeez. I don't know why I generally thought they were going out there then. Well, that's a hell of a sentence, isn't it? How have we only got 25 sandstone bricks after all this quarrying? Where's it all gone? Because there's no way in hell it all went here. 25? What the fuck? Were you people, like, eating it? I don't know. Well, look. Let's not worry about it. We can always get more sandstone bricks. We've got 1,600 marbles, so it's a bit pointless. Let's go for quarry resources. The Devil Strand's still going to take a long-ass time to grow, specifically because they're not actually fucking growing it at any haste. But the Magicite is probably not going to take that long by comparison. So we'll go for it now, and then if we do need more sandstone, we can just flip back after the fact, you know? Am I a complete idiot? Don't answer that. Firstly then, important thing to note. Number 1, we have Gaines the Careful Shooter. And what sort of person would I be if I didn't use the ultimate name suggested for that? Herky Jerky, the most careful shooter of all. Secondly, the big problem, new recruit God Draculich. Did I accidentally imprison one of my people because they were freaking out and then forget to release them? Why were you... I'm so confused. Did I accidentally imprison one of our own people? To be honest, it's kind of hard to keep up with things because we've got 23 of the people. I genuinely feel like I'm losing my mind. And while all of that crap in the prison has been going on, we have finished the wall at long last. So it won't be a big deterrent to mining zombies. Again, fully admit that. If we got cavalry spikes all around the inside, that would pretty much stop them dead. Literally, I suppose. But in this case, hopefully, we'll get a big raid of people turning up anytime now. And then they'll try and come through here to attack us. They'll take a lot of damage on the way through. But more importantly, it means that they've got a way through to the base that doesn't involve burning walls, kicking walls down. And if zombies follow them in, which, as we've seen many times, zombies tend to, the zombies will get absolutely roasted by the spikes on the way through. What's interesting about the zombies as well, that guy didn't survive long enough to be able to see. When they take damage, they seem to change direction, unless it was from, of course, like a person or something like that. You know, we could just run cavalry spikes on the inside of this wall, couldn't we? Rather than lining the outside. Really, it makes no difference. One just stops them destroying the wall, the other one stops them getting through. Ideally, cavalry spikes on both sides would be perfect, but with this mining zombie, I mean, what's the alternative? We open the wall up and we walk through and fight that many guys with 2.5 times strength? No, I don't think I will. 155 zombies, so still another 25, roughly, well, 32 thin out there before we're to our regular zombie level. I just wish we had a raid now. That's like the one time I actually want a raid because we're actually set up and somewhat prepared to receive them. Ideally, we get the same thing we've got set up here, down here, and to be honest, we kind of got the perfect area to do that. So we can line all this with cavalry spikes, and then we just knock that wall out. And then it's the same situation. My God, they finished the bedroom. It's only just occurred to me. Look. So we've got wardrobes, and we've got... I mean, this really is just a real wealth gap between our people. We got 4 people huddled together around a candle on a table for warmth. Meanwhile, Jon Snow's got himself a teddy bear and a custom-built brick fireplace. I mean, this is just insane. So why don't we blueprint this out? Really, I should have blueprinted the more basic bedroom, but that's okay. We'll blueprint this out, and then we'll start building some over, I guess, here somewhere. Now, if we're going to have a kill box kind of, not necessarily a kill box extending out around there, I think building in this area is a little bit better, because this area has always been a bit more safe. And we'll kind of put them on this side of the wall, I guess, with a little bit of an air gap there, just in case of sudden unexpected zombie attack or something similar. Let's do it like that. That's pretty good. Then eventually, the colonists that annoy us, or the colonists that do the least for the colony, they can get the more dangerous housing right on the front of the wall, so that when the big strong monsters kick it down, they're on the front line. This is Attack on Titan, isn't it? Then we've got all of our nice premium squad, safe away, indoors, behind a pile of bodies. What I'll do then is I'll pause the cavalry spikes. I think there's a strong argument that in this situation, it's probably a bit more valuable to build people houses than it is to build more cavalry spikes. We could also take some of this away. It's a little dangerous. We could take away just the cavalry spikes on the outside. Reclaim the wood from that and then use that to build houses. We've got the palisades there, so if zombies come through, we can always use that to pick them off. Because, I mean, realistically, the cavalry spikes aren't going to do anything to sieges. And the palisades will allow us to just take down the zombies arguably equally as good. We also trim this wall down a little bit. Plenty of logs stockpiled. What's Kippos doing? If not, bear in mind Kippos is our only crafter right now. Feeling stressed. What's that inspiration? It worked! The inspired creativity worked. And does that mean now, if we queue up, take your pick. Cloud Sword? Actually, no, let's take a look through them. So that is Metal Gathers, a Storm Surrounding Electricity. So that's an electric one. Nightfall does some sort of dark damage. Executioner. Incredibly hard, cuts through flesh and bone, so I guess chops off limbs pretty easily. Might not be bad for taking prisoners. Deathbringer. Disarm or dismantle, and Red Queen is fire. So we've got lightning, darkness, limbs, disarming, or fire. That's a hard one. We actually can't get plasteel. Shit, that's just occurred to me. It's like a really low drop rate in the quarry, so eventually we'll get it, but we haven't exactly got any way to buy or trade or mine for plasteel. There's no naturally occurring plasteel. And obviously we can't get it the regular way through mechanoids. Oh, that makes things difficult. Boy, that really does make things difficult. For the time being, let's get you back on there. Okay, I guess we'll just have to wait for the slow increase of plasteel from the quarry. I might increase the chance of plasteel from the quarry then, just to make up for the fact that we've got recipes that call for it, but we have no real way of getting it, with the exception of this, which is so incredibly rare. We haven't got any yet at all. Same with uranium, actually. That's another new recruit. My God, I cannot build bedrooms fast enough. Our colonist bar is already starting to get out of control. We have Cobalt. Cobalt is a bloodlusted wayfarer. They are going to be quite powerful. Oh my god, they were Bone Lord. Look, they've got throwing knives. It turns out they were throwing knives all along and not bones. You can just throw that at anyone, eh? Oh, wow. Well, I mean, it didn't... Cobalt turns up, immediately breaks the pig's foot. Wow. I can really see the bloodlust thing coming out there. This is kind of interesting, because we've done kind of big colonist runs before, but that was with, you know, that was like with the Hive mod, where we were able to just kind of essentially grow colonists. But I've never really done a playthrough of RimWorld, ever, where I've only, where I've recruited everybody naturally. And by everybody, I mean quite literally everybody here. This is interesting. And to be honest, a lot of them are pretty good as well, because generally only the good ones survive. So this is fantastic. How are we looking? 24. One more. Well, technically we are to our halfway goal then. Bear in mind, we are including the wonderful Derek Lodge, because he's a person. He's far more of a person than half of these bloody people. There he is. What a guy. Look at how happy he is to be here. Look at these people who aren't happy. Minor break risk times 4. Tattered apparel, need recreation, variety even. Boredom? Look at Derek Lodge. Does he look fucking bored? I'll admit, this work tab is, this is hell. I must have been a terrible person in a past life, because this is not okay. Worst part is, this series is about building big defenses, lots of houses, whatever. Out of 24 people, 2 of them are good at building. 2 of them. One of which we started with, and the third place is bloody Smiles. To top things off, the Muffin Man is pigging out. What a time to be alive. Thank you all for watching. Today's been a very slow one, simply because we had no raids, and they had plenty of bloody time to actually send a raid. We've almost played an entire month in-game there with absolutely nothing. That's insane. We had a Manhunter pack ages ago, and then... that was a Timberwolves, right? And then that was legitimately it. I can't believe that. Well then, let's see what happens next. Very intrigued to see how big the next raid is going to be. 24 people. Colony wealth has gone higher and higher. We definitely had a giant... Well, I mean, obviously a massive leap up there. What the hell happened? Enemy raid? Manhunter pack? Was that when we got maybe that plate body or whatever? I'm not entirely sure why our wealth jumped up so high there. But then obviously with the consistent people, the quarrying that's going to come from that. And the longer people quarry, of course, the sharper this line is going to get. So... this is going to be really, really interesting next time. The zombies are also tough as nails. So if we get another wall breach like we had last time, that's going to be a serious mess. Anyway, I will give them a hopefully enough time here to let the Devil Strand grow. Hey, maybe this will hold up and maybe the raiders will stay away and give us plenty of opportunity to try and get some sort of Devil Strand crop. And maybe after that, we could even get ourselves some mighty melee characters. Let's see how it goes. Again, apologies for recording this episode early, but that's just how it happens sometimes, eh? Thank you to Alluvion Mishap, Mega Oscar Pone, Xylo, Gazoos, Helveticus, Aromatic Fool, Sir Royland, Dan the Man, The White Fox God, Jesternaut, Feral, Housecat, Pancake65, Jusada, and MJ for their support, the executive producer tiers over on Patreon. Big thank you to you guys for making the channel possible in the first place. And a thank you as well goes out to Lady Cerulean, Metman, Corrupt Racer, Asteros the Great, Kragon, Lanigan, Proximity Jones, Seppi141, Larry the Emu, Chicken, Robo, Plasma, Unique Weapon, Kipos, Mr. Awesome, and Selkath Sith.